So this is the solving systems of equations worksheet by elimination. Basically, what is a systems of equations with an S there? You basically have two equations like number one, and you have two different variables, x and y. And your job is to figure out a value for x and a value for y. Whatever those numbers are, plug it into the top one, everything will equal 12. Plug those same two numbers in the bottom one for x and y, it will equal to negative 24. Now, the directions also say, or at least the title says, by elimination. There's actually three methods of solving these systems of equations here. Oh, I just made a mess. And one is substitution, which we're not doing today. Another is elimination, or sometimes it's called addition subtraction, and we'll do that today. And the other is called graphing. And because these are x, y's, it could be graphed on graph paper, and where they hit would be the answer. But nobody wants to graph, and we're not going to do that today. We're going to do elimination. Now, elimination has to be in what is called standard form, meaning all the x's are lined up here, all the y's are lined up, the equal sign, and kind of this tag along number. Everything is set up perfectly right now, so we are going to basically just eliminate either the x value or the y value. I'm going to draw a line underneath it. Hopefully this will come back to you fairly quickly. We are going to let the x's go away by subtracting. Now you're going to have to choose correctly whether we should add or subtract. If we chose add, we would have went 4 plus 4 and gotten 8x, and that doesn't eliminate anything. So we are going to subtract, and when we subtract, we're going to have 4x minus 4x is 0x. Now anything times 0 doesn't even need to be there, so I'm just going to erase that out. We're going to flat out eliminate it. But the x's go away. We got number 2y minus the bigger number 8 would make this negative 6y. And then you're still going to subtract everything now. You're going to have 12 minus a negative 24. 12 minus a negative. Now be careful here. That's like adding, so that's 36. 12 plus 24 is 36. Now we're going to notice x is gone. You're going to solve for y by dividing by negative 6. So y is negative 6. Now you're not done. You've got to solve for x. Take either equation, the top or the bottom one. I'll take this top one. And you're going to substitute, now that you know what what y is, you substitute that right there and then solve for x. So it's 4x plus 2 times negative 6 is equal to 12. Go ahead and number crunch and figure out what x is. Moving on to number 3 here, there is one problem with number 3 that is different from number 1 and number 2 here. Number 1, you'll see 4x and 4x. 4 minus 4 is 0, and that's what we want. We want it to be nothing. Number 2, 2y, 2y, it's the same number. 2 minus 2 is 0y, and that's what we do to try to eliminate things. It has to be the same number, like a 2 and a 2, a 4 and a 4. Well, the problem with number 3 is we don't have anything equal. We got a 5, we got a 10, we got a 1, we got a negative 7. None of those numbers match. So before we start to add or subtract straight down, we need to make things match. So what I'm going to do here for number 3 is to make this coefficient 5 match this coefficient 10. And you're looking for the lowest, kind of like the lowest common denominator. Between 5 and 10, it's going to be 10. So what you're going to do here is multiply the top one by 2. Everything on the top needs to get multiplied by 2. And so let me give myself some room here. This will turn into 10x. Actually, let me get this in black. 10x plus 2y is equal to 18. Now the bottom one is already at 10, so I don't need to multiply it by anything. I'm just going to slide it over. 10x minus 7y is equal to negative 18. And now, since I've got the 10 and the 10, I'm going to just subtract straight down. This will go away. And then 2 minus a negative 7 is like adding 18 minus 18. That's not 0. That's actually 18 minus minus, that's like plus 18, that's 36. And then continue on, solve for y, then continue on, solve for x.